Hi, my name is Mahendra Raj. Thanks for dropping by to Paleo Diet Recipes. If you're back for more, thanks for stopping by again and welcome back. Well, today I'll be starting on a fresh topic in the Paleo Diet Education series that I'm creating. Although I wrote quite a few posts before beginning this proper Paleo Education series, the first post of the series is actually one that answers the question, what is the Paleo Diet? Now today, we're going to be going into Paleo Diet Guidelines, and this is going to be a concise version, meaning it's going to be shorter, more compact, and just simpler to understand. Now, with all the lengthy, winding, and sometimes fairly hard to comprehend Paleo Diet Guidelines, I'll be giving you my simple, natural, easy to understand and easy to digest version of the Paleo Diet Guidelines. You probably already know that the Paleo Diet can be described simply as the eating habits of our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Fortunately, however, you and I don't have to hunt wild animals or gather nuts and berries in the woods just to follow Paleo Diet Guidelines and eat healthier. These days, fresh, raw, and unprocessed food items are readily available in the market or even at your local grocery store. However, with all the food items available, the difficulty and challenge nowadays lies in determining which ones you can actually eat because there is so much choice. Well, here are some Paleo Diet Guidelines to help you get going with your paleo shopping. At the core of the Paleo Diet, in essence, it's more than just a diet. I consider it, honestly, a bold attempt to live in harmony with nature, which means to say that you'll not succeed with these Paleo Diet Guidelines if you plunge into it out of sheer curiosity or as an upshot of your unpredictable and variable mood swings to eat healthier. You must make a firm decision to live the paleo life, not necessarily living in caves with all the bats and all those slithering reptiles and insects, but by adopting a completely natural way of living and eating only natural food sources every day for the rest of your life, or at least more days of the week than none. As soon as you're able to embrace the lifestyle, following these guidelines and at the same time delighting in all its goodness will come easily and effortlessly, I promise. Now, here's some basic tenets of the Paleo Diet Guidelines. Unlike our ancestor cave dwellers, we now, as I mentioned before, have numerous food choices. In fact, way too many choices. As such, it would naturally seem difficult to stick with such a simple diet in today's fairly abundant dining choices. However, with these Paleo Diet Guidelines I'm about to share with you, the only difficult part is the beginning. Once you get started, everything else flows and follows naturally and more easily. If you're going to remember one thing, remember this. The rule is being like an ancient hunter-gatherer. This means that most food items you consume must be fresh, comprising 65% of fresh meat, fish and poultry, and only about 35% of fresh vegetables and fruits. Also, while fresh fruits and vegetables like carrots, all kinds of berries and turnips are allowed, carbohydrate-rich, high glycemic index fruits and vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and yams are not okay. Sticking to the Paleo Diet Guidelines would help protect you against common ailments like diabetes, hypertension, and certain kinds of autoimmune diseases. I could go on and talk about the countless do's and don'ts associated with the Paleo Diet. However, most of what Paleo Diet Guidelines is about can be summarized in the following order. Here's a very concise version of the guidelines like I mentioned before, and it's designed to make it easier for you to understand and follow. So here's some things you want to stay away from. Stay away from everything that's cooked, anything with salt, all processed foods, all fruit juices, fresh or artificial due to the high sugar content, grains like pasta, bread, dough, and flour, beans like hummus and dried peas, legumes such as soy, hazelnuts, peanuts, especially peanuts, and cashew nuts, dried and cured meat, artificially fed farm bred fish and shellfish, and also dairy products. Now, having said dairy products, you got to stay away from dairy products. Eggs are okay though, as long as the animals the eggs come from are fed natural organic food. Now, basically, what do you want to include? Now, here's what makes the Paleo Diet Guidelines really simple to follow, because all you need to know is just include as much as possible raw food, like untreated honey, raw, unheated, unsalted, and organic fruits, nuts, seeds, and vegetables. and also include everything unprocessed like wild-caught fish, organic meat, and poultry. So if you just remember those two things, when you go out for your paleo shopping, just look for as much fresh, raw food types that you can buy. Stay away from like high sugar content foods and high carbohydrate kinds of food types. That's all. That's how simple this is. Now, here's the bottom line with these guidelines. As you look through the various paleo diet resources, the abundant amount of resources out there, you'll soon find that there are actually numerous ways of presenting these guidelines. There are guidelines that give you a very short list, somewhat like the list I gave you just now, or there are others that give you an entire book of guidelines. However, regardless of the length, the principle is pretty much the same. Like I said before, just remember this. If you're going to remember one thing, remember this, yeah? Stay away from all kinds of processed foods and eat only those that are raw, fresh, and organic. Eat those kinds of foods. Basically, all you need to do right now is eat and live simply, and you'll never go wrong. Eat and live simply, just like your hunter-gatherer ancestors. I hope this video and this article post was very useful to you and helps you in your journey of eating, being, and living healthier. Take care and eat healthy, everyone. Thanks again for dropping by. Have a great day. Bye-bye.